Irish, but I do love the culture. A fine young carver was walking out late by the raging wild river, by the green flowing straight, by the great green oaks and the pines so tall, where the squirrels do scamper and fill up their paws, till by the water a voice he did hear, and it called him so sweetly and told not to fear. The carver did peer at the wide river foam, where a beautiful maiden did call herself home. He knelt by the river and curiously spoke, "It's been a few good months since last you woke. Your hair evergreen and your fingers are bright, your smile of nettle and your breath of brine. Oh, Carver, dear Carver, I find myself late to marry your hand on a fine summer day, for the banks of the Rhone do have a firm grip, so I'll sit here in silence forever to will." The maiden did say, "Oh, please understand me, for I never intended that you'd set me free. Since we planted our roots in the cold, bitter ground, nobody has seen me, not even the hound. I fear for my silence and I fear for the cold, but I fear even more that you're no longer bold." The carver then paused for to take up a chance, for it's been so long since the sunny June dance. I went up the border and over the wall, I swam to the river to see you might fall. I dug 100 burrows and I rode a great tree, and I lost my one love among the greenery. Oh, Carver, dear Carver, I find myself late to marry your hand on a fine summer day, for the banks of the Rhone do have a firm grip, so I'll sit here in silence forever to will. Oh, Carver, my only, just don't think you're late. You're only in time for our twist of fate. The raging rapids dug their claws in deep to pull me down under forever to weep. But I broke free with the touch of your hand, for I long to be with you to live on dry land. Oh, Selkie, sweet Selkie, it's a bright summer day, and I never loved better than I love my Faye. I remember that day when you met me in June, and we sat together by the rise of the moon. You laid your head on my shoulder so sweet, and you told me it would be the last that we'd meet. Oh, Carver, dear Carver, I find myself late to marry your hand on a fine summer day, for the banks of the Rhone do have a firm grip, so I'll sit here in silence forever to will. Carver, I'm sorry, I did not intend for the scales between us to groan and bend. You let me free with the touch of your hand, the banks of